Yo, what's up everyone? Crowley here, and this is Phobe's Draft League Regulation 2, Match 4, Round 4, Kuro versus Cast. So, I've originally recorded this, but apparently I forgot to turn on my microphone, and this music is a bit too hard. I forgot to turn off my microphone, or on. So I've been having a rant on Miss Moffat for 10 minutes, but... So, and before I will start this video, I will have a similar rant on Miss Moffat in this video, because Miss Moffat is... I think she's borderline overpowered, and we are not looking into this stuff. She is Corn, but like the opposite of Corn, where Corn slows down games and denies aggressive play. Moffat forces aggressive play and forces positioning games. Just like Corn, but different. It's the same, but different. And it's also integral and needed in the meta, but also very toxic at the same time. So let's start the game without any ado. So the thing with this game is Cast has a very fast team with tramples and Werewolf, and Kuro has mainly turrets. So Cast thought I can counter Kuro, but Kuro plays with Moffat in this game. Sad, because my surprise factor is removed because I messed up the audio, yeah? And Kuro's just going... I will end your whole career with Moffat here, and Moffat is... I'm still flabbergasted about this match. I'll just shut up and let you guys watch. There she is with her big booty. So, one thing I've noticed, especially since I know Lemon, and my inner Lemon West is screaming that Cast is playing Ivy too defensively. Especially since Kuro has pullers which rely a lot on setup and cooldowns and positioning mistakes, and Kuro capitalized very well on them in this match, may I say. Like, for example, this poke is very hard to punish. Yeah, sure, he can, like, charge into Oopsie Baby, but he will lose his people if he does so. He will lose his Ivy, he will lose his Innocuous if he dives too deep. And Oopsie is like, Moffat is like Oopsie's bodyguard in this match. And she just does perfectly. And still, Cast can't really punish this without having dire risks. For example, yeah, not even an example, Cast can just not punish this. Period. That was like a moonwalk. A moonwalk from Gravedigger. Sorry if I'm a bit aloof with my commentary, but I've recorded this match and I've ranted about Ms. Moffat, and it's like over 6 a.m. right now, so I'm a bit annoyed about that. So basically, Cast has placed Werewolf on a tile which was in direct range of Moffat. So Moffat does 500 damage, Giggles does 1200 damage, see Baby does 800 damage. And yeah, that's the end of Werewolf. As well as this. He could have taken an Oculus also, but why should he? This is not the play where I'm so excited about Moffat and just go wild about her existence, but it'll come in a bit. Kuro's now creating pressure or holding space, mainly. Protecting the panic points, adding pressure, pushing, having Moffat as an oopsie baby bodyguard. All those things considered, Moffat stole the show. This is the point in the game where Moffat starts becoming a bit crazy. So, one thing I have to notice here, or to say, people complain about Moffat health being low. Like, yeah, she's an assassin, but for an assassin she's still kind of tanky with burst and disturb and displacement and crippling and engage options. I don't know what she has in her kit. Look at her tanking this stuff. Look at her. I'm not sure the boss nerf has helped here. I just want his damage back to 300. So the beautiful thing is Moffat forced Clinico, Moffat forced trade, Moffat forced pressure, Moffat forced dispositioning, Moffat forced walking on eggshells, Moffat protected Oopsie Baby, Moffat did her job, Moffat forced Clinico, Moffat did everything this game, honestly. Even if it revolved more around Oopsie. And Giggles being just big bursts, additional bursts. Moffat just carried. Like, as the French say, chapeau. stick, Moffat stick, everything. And compared to Octo, who is more of a dive phobia, people keep saying, like, they keep saying the opposite, so that Moffat is a dive and trade phobia because she's cheaper, and Octo is used for sustained team fights. No, I believe the opposite is true, and let me explain why. So Moffat, sure, she has less stats, but she's cheaper, and she has cripple, like the poison. Octo, on the other hand, has terrible damage. Sure, he has turn of more health or HP. Sure, he's dimensional. But because of Octo's dimensional and because of Octo's range, he's way better in rush down, so it's actually better to dive with Octo, so since Octo, or if Octo is killed, you get a pool. So I noticed that if you tend to abuse Moffat's toolkit, aka using her poison, then Moffat always outvalues Octo. If you are not... I'm sorry, I have something stuck in my throat. Again, I have hay fever, or I haven't said so. So, Moffat will always outvalue Octo if you manage to abuse her poison. If you cannot, then Octo will outvalue Moffat. But those cases are rare because why use Octo if Moffat is one key cheaper, aside of the rushdown, like I've explained. Like, if you're gonna dive, if you're just gonna Leroy Jenkins YOLO someone, then definitely please go Octo, because the stats are just better, the pool is better, the range is better, and you definitely prefer that over Moffat. But if you're going to play mind games, if you're going to pressure with more poolers like a Tractor, or if you need something to protect like Oopsie Baby or Mildred or anything like that, just go Moffat, or even if it's a small map, just go Moffat, because Moffat can never go wrong. She's like Unicorn, but the opposite. Unicorn slows down games. Moffat can speed them up or slow them down. It depends if it's a mirror match with another Moffat. Moffat can do everything Korn does, but the opposite. She pressures. She can also let people walk on eggshells instead of traps, but you don't want to get hit by her poison. You don't want to get hit by her grab, because it means you're dying. She has decent health for an assassin, and again, she is an assassin, like a squishy, gap-closing, bursty phobia. She has all the descriptions of an assassin, yet she is still very tanky for an assassin with 1300 health. But yeah, people think she's balanced, and I'm like, well, yes and no. Like, I don't think she's so balanced, actually. I think she has too much health for the job people think she has, or the job people want her to have. I think she has a bit too much health for that. The burst is fine. She's an assassin once again, so she has to come up close and poison. She has to grab stuff, which she did plenty this game. Though I think people hate Korn more because Korn is cheaper and more unpredictable than Moffat, because you know Moffat will pull, you know Moffat will poison, you know Moffat will mess you up. But Korn is unpredictable and cheap, so people hate Korn, but they're technically the same phobia, but different. So even if people disagree with me on Moffat, I'm sorry, it's just Korn, but not Korn. She's like Korn. She has the same relevance and niche and role in the meta. She is needed in this meta as Korn. They're both needed in this meta because there is no phobia unlike them. Sure, you can have Venus instead of Korn, or Bow and Stabby instead of Korn. Sure, you can have Octo instead of Moffat, but they're the cheaper options. So, like, okay. They're integral in the meta and we need them, but they're both pretty toxic in their own ways because they make interactions limited. Because yeah, Cast did make a positioning mistake. Yeah, he got punished from it. That's what Moffat does. That's her job. Sure thing, but it's like the dive she did on Boss, on the lava, and She had like 3 pools this game. It was insane. She is, in my opinion, borderline overpowered. She's not in the ranks of Phantom, Attractor, 3.0, the Shovel also. I'm not gonna lie, the Shovel's also kind of broken. She's not in those ranks, or an Oculus. She is borderline overpowered, like Korn. I don't think they're OP like broken. They have a problem. Their kit is problematic, but it's not toxic for the game. It's not toxic for the player base. It is problematic because it forces certain matchups, it refuses certain play styles, and people don't talk about it because Moffat is a stress phobia, so everyone has her. And she's not so cheap as Korn, but she practically does the same as Korn, so, like, alright. Props to Moffat. Props to Moffat. Anyway, GG to both. Sorry for the rant, but I just had to talk about Moffat. GG will play to Kuro. Great positioning, great punishment. Nice try, Cast. You did great. The only thing I'd do as Cast here is make sure to wear Kuro down or dive him, because honestly Cast had to dive Kuro here. Because Kuro's team is mostly set up. Sure, he has Oopsie Baby who can debuff and Moffat who can pull, but a dead Moffat or a dead Heartbreaker would be GG. Like, if he dived them, it would have been GG. Though, Kuro's defense was so high, so good, that I don't think Cast could have done so, unless he was more patient against the Heartbreaker and against the Moffat, which he wasn't. So GG well played, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.